Sam Bankman-Fried, the creator of FTX, has pleaded not guilty to all charges. The disgraced former CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, entered a not guilty plea in the FTX fraud case. A trial date has been scheduled for October. In response to federal charges that he defrauded investors in his now-defunct FTX cryptocurrency exchange, resulting in billions of dollars in damages in what the prosecution has dubbed an epic fraud, SBF entered a not guilty plea on Tuesday. Before U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan in Manhattan Federal Court, the 30-year-old defendant entered a plea to 8 criminal counts, including conspiracy to commit money laundering and wire fraud. Criminal defendants frequently enter a not guilty plea at first. Later, they might revise their argument. Bankman Freed entered and exited the courthouse with a rucksack. If found guilty, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology graduate, also known as an MIT graduate, may spend up to 115 years behind bars. Anybody noticing eerie parallels between the Sam Bankman-Fried and Bernie Madoff Ponzi schemes? Let's discuss all about it for today's video. Welcome to Critique, a channel that gives critical evaluation or analysis, especially in dealing with crypto. Everything regarding money, finance, investing, cryptocurrency, and blockchain-related topics including ICOs, NFTs, and yield farming. Please subscribe and share this video. Also, do hit that like button. Regarding SBF in this criminal trial, there are 2 different aspects that are quite dubious. First, much as his attorney did for Ghislaine Maxwell, SBF gets to keep the identities of the bail consignors a secret. Thus, he is represented by Ghislaine Maxwell's legal team. The legal team of Sam Bankman-Fried successfully argued on Tuesday that the public should not be aware of the identities of the 2 signatories of the disgraced FTX founder's $250 million bail bond. We therefore know that his parents assisted him to pay the bail bond. 2 people's identities are sealed. Comment on who you believe they are protecting in this suspicious detail. Number 2. Because what SBF is doing costs money. The second questionable element is whether Sam Banks was secretly released. $1.5 million in cash outs? Suspicious on-chain activity is present. It's possible that Sam Bankman-Fried cashed out a sizable sum from his on-chain wallets. According to Crypto Briefing's calculations, $1.5 million. According to on-chain data, a wallet connected to Bankman-Fried sent 0.66 Ethereum to a freshly formed Ethereum wallet with the initials OX73 on December 27. Because SBF tweeted the wallet's address in September 2020, we can be certain that he was the owner of the initial wallet. In the span of 5 hours, the OX73 wallet received a total of about 600 ETH from dozens of wallets and more than 100 transactions. On either scan, some of these wallets have the tag Alameda Research. The on-chain activity can be followed by anyone. Yet when everything is taken into account, it appears that the owner of these wallets has cashed out about $1,550,000 in cryptocurrency. Was this SBF? No, it's possible that someone else got hold of the private keys for these SBF-linked wallets, especially given that the FTX Group's bankruptcy filings seem to suggest that security was a weak point. On the other hand, the wallet activity shows the owner was conscious of utilizing highly censorship-resistant techniques to cash out, making it appear improbable that the money was taken at the request of law authorities. Pharmacy bro Martin Shkreli, who served time in prison for overcharging for life-saving prescription drugs, once remarked that his only regret was not raising the prices even higher because he owed his shareholders more money. Martin Shkreli is an authority on this subject and can offer SBF some renowned prison advice. Sam won't exactly be a prison-appropriate person. You are aware of the fact that I advise him to shave his head. I'd tell him to deepen his voice too. Because Sam is a bit of an effeminate person, he's going to have a lot of problems. His behavior, which some have described as having an autistic sensitivity, does not sit well with the inmates. He also has no knowledge of the streets or any form of criminal culture. So my suggestion to him is to learn about those things as soon as possible. He ought to be taking in as much rap music as he can. He ought to be making an effort to become as knowledgeable as possible about gangs and the rough areas of all major cities. Although it sounds silly, this could actually save your life. So, if you think this video has clarified some things for you, please consider liking it and clicking that bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you might want to consider subscribing to our channel. It'll really help us out. Back to our video. Naturally, SBF will now look for any method to escape this monumental scam. Could SBF portray his situation as one of the worst commercial fraud failures? He could, in Martin Shkreli's opinion. Here is the bizarre circumstance along with the sentence given by SBF's newly appointed judge in a case involving a crypto Ponzi scheme. Jeremy Spence received a sentence of roughly 48 months. He was a young man, 25 years old, I believe. He engaged in a typical Ponzi scheme. He was able to raise between $3 and $4 million. And with a 42-month sentence, he essentially just committed a textbook Ponzi scheme. Certainly not bad. Could have been much more, and it has to do with crypto. This is part of a much larger plan. But in many ways, this is just as much a crime as it is an economic failure. Even if it were possible to characterize it as a crime, which is unquestionably the attempt being made here, you can still sort of admit your mistakes to the judge. You utilized the wrong money in this business, but you didn't use it for yourself. You hadn't intended to do this. You made a lot of foolish investments while simply attempting to establish a great business. There is no more money. You screwed up. However, I don't think I qualify as a criminal, and I believe that when compared to the Rhode Island man, who more or less seems like he had criminal intent from the start, the two stories aren't that dissimilar. Obviously, both the amount of money involved and the impact on the victims are significantly greater. However, one could argue theoretically that they committed a comparable crime given that the captain observed this man and commented 42 months is about right. I believe Kaplan's lack of success as a prosecutor is due to his age. Some people occasionally believe it fosters a little bit of leniency. Sam may receive a sentence of 20 years or less if he acts honorably during this trial and presents a credible defense, in my opinion. However, if he plays his cards well with the court. It only gets stranger and stranger. Now, White House spokespersons claim that their discussions with SBF were only concerned with pandemic prevention. So allow me to give you a few rundowns right now. As you are aware, Steve Ricchetti and Bruce Reed attended these meetings, as we have already disclosed. The session's main topics were basic information in the cryptocurrency sector and cryptocurrency exchanges, as well as pandemic prevention relating to Sam Bankman-Fried's organization. Once more, the topics of discussion during this conversation with Sam Bankman-Fried included cryptocurrencies and crypto exchanges. And with that, this concludes our video. Acquired a lot of knowledge from this, we recommend checking out our other relevant videos from our channel. Also, consider sharing this video to any friends or family members who might find it useful. Until next time!